where we left off last time. And generally, those of you who play with me often enough know that I do write recaps. I feel like the same thing as last week. Uh, Not necessarily needed because everything was so jumbled and happened so quickly. Like last session was 7 minutes of your time for 3 hours. But last week, you guys were in a prison captured by these drow, acquainting yourself to each other mildly and also kind of doing menial tasks for them. A little bit of talking for these drow. But one of them gave you an opportunity to escape, leaving the door unlocked to your large cell. Taking the opportunity, running out, killing several drow in the process, seeing massive spider webs below. You ran, killed one of the another two guards, and some of the other prisoners ran towards the kind of guard post, an attempt to kind of storm that to get supplies and hopefully figure out a way out of here. And in the tussle, several of the prisoners were killed, including a, well, they won't need to be remembered too much, but they were killed in the process as one of these drow was quite the menace to deal with. And all of you coming inside this guard post, this stalactite guard post, start rummaging around for supplies, finding a small stash of weapons, armor, and miscellaneous things like building supplies in a different room in this stalactite. Trying to formulate a plan. Several of you are very injured, and one of your cellmates is unconscious, sleeping in the corner. The half orc, he's a full orc, Ront, who looked like he was going to betray you guys for a minute before he ran in here and promptly fell asleep for some unknown reason. And all the while during your escape, it seemed like there are these weird flying entities, these vulture demonic creatures being chased by these large mosquito like creatures, like very, very too big to be mosquitoes. Uh, and you guys were in the middle of formulating a plan as alarms are kind of blaring in the distance. Not in our sense of an alarm, just kind of like a chime almost, just constant on alert, and you can hear sounds of battle coming from outside the doors. And that's where we're going to pick up. You guys were discussing your options. What are you doing? If it helps, I'll bring you back to the map. As you guys are equipping yourself, essentially, getting the chain shirts, stud leathers, weapons, a few shields. What are you up to?
Um, how long have we been in the room?
About 6 minutes. It takes about
Okay.
five to essentially equip the the chain shirts and the studded leather. So you've been in there for about 6 minutes, and all the while you've heard occasional distant kind of sounds of battle somewhere nearby, and those occasional kind of droning noises from those giant mosquitoes and screeches, inhuman screeches coming from somewhere in the caves.
Okay. And did anybody else arm themselves in the party, like Jim Jar or the
Jimjar
Topsy
looks.
Turvy or whatever their names are?
Jimjar had a dagger previously. Yeah. Topsy and Turvy. They
Or
both take some hand crossbows and crossbow bolts.
how about
Bupido was kind of fashioning himself out of a kind of a dagger, kind of bending it over and attaching some rope to it.
and how about the other dwarf?
Yeah, she took a short sword previously, and she takes a chain shirt.
Okay. um, there's a lot of people in this room. Is this just a one-way in room?
No, there are two ways. There's the ladder going up to kind of the armory, which is a little bit bigger than this space, so kind of you can be scattered between those two rooms while you're getting prepared. There is the door you came from that leads back to the cells and the guard post that you guys took out. And then there's another door which you know leads to the central area, which is probably more where you hear the sounds of battle coming from. But you would also know it's where like the quarters for there's like a shrine somewhere that Weller knows about. It's where the kitchen and all that kind of stuff is.
Okay. And we searched the drow that are in the room with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did they have any kind of keys or anything like that?
No, no keys.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
actually, no, no keys on these guys.
okay. Um, so we're pretty much committed now.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Turning back.
then which way do you want to go? I mean, there's only really one way, right?
As far as I
We
know,
had-
yeah.
We head for that kitchen area, then we can try and take whatever that lift is.
Does anybody know the way to the lift?
It was right by the kitchen where you and I went to go wash dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And lead the way.
And there were several doors in that direction that you guys did not experience.
Okay. What do we want to do with Ront or what is it? Runt? Ront.
Jim Jar will say, "We'll just leave him here. Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter anyways. It's dead weight. At the very least, he'll distract him. If we got anyone
It's got
coming
a
behind
point.
us."
But at the same time, is he really going to distract them because he fell asleep?
Yeah, well, it depends on which way we go. There was talk of jumping over side with some rope. Well, you guys got some lengths of rope. It's all the massive webs, though, to get past.
That's one way of doing
Yeah,
it.
I don't know how I feel about going by whatever's down there, by those webs. Something had to put those webs there.
Was the lift going up or down?
Both ways. It's like a crane lift, like, you know.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to get my old gear back. So I don't know if anybody knows or has heard anything about where our old stuff is. But I'm keenly interested in getting my old stuff back.
I'm good with whatever we need to do as long as there's no combat, because I'm real fucked up, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
same.
sure
Wise.
they got all the gear locked up in pretty standard place. High risk, high reward. We could try to get out with just our lives.
that's our best bet, I think. Because as much as I'd like to get some of my gear back, I'd rather get out of my life.
All right.
And Eldith will say, well, whatever Dargus wants to do, I'm okay with that. You all do look pretty banged up. I can lead a charge if we're going across the bridge, the other bridge. Sound like something terrible is happening out there.
We have to go across the bridge to get to the kitchen. That
That
left.
was the way through, right? If we were to go down through this other
Yeah,
door.
you guys, all of you would know except for those of you anyone who was on kitchen duty, and Weller would know that south of here, it goes across a bridge. There's another stalagmite that you kind of pass by, and then there's actually two more stalagmites that like kind of landing is on, and that's where the lift is, and the kitchen's by that. But unsure where your gear's at.
Because we could destroy those bridge so that no one can come after us.
From which direction? From this way?
I don't know.
We seem to be already at the end of the road here. There wasn't anything further back the other past the cells.
I mean, we killed them.
All right. I mean, there's only one way forward, right? Other than wanting to go through the webs. So I think we make our way towards the lift and try to keep it as quiet as possible.
All right.
I mean, it sounds like
Here, here.
everybody else is kind of occupied at this point, but let's try not to draw any attention to ourselves and see how far we can get.
All right.
Does it? I mean, unless anybody has a plan that they want to have a rest, because I know a few of us are banged up.
Yeah, I'd be
I think
afraid
so.
of-
We don't really have the time, unfortunately.
No, we
that's
gotta
not
get
a
out
good
of here.
spot to rest in, I don't think.
And Boopito will kind of chime in. Well, resting or no rest, you get the fuck out of here, and then we'll figure it out, right? I mean, stuff, no stuff. Your lives are more important, right? And he kind of smiles as he says that, like a little too much smiling.
And I roll insight on whatever the smiling's about.
Sure. Give me an insight check. And we'll say you guys are talking about this while you're putting armor on and stuff and like getting gear together. The 21. It seems like that his the smiling, especially when he said that your lives are more important than that. He doesn't believe your lives are more important than that. Kind of like he doesn't believe that your lives are that important. And
Well, but you've been here the longest out of all of us, right? You know any other ways around
oh
here?
no, he's been here the longest, and he'll point to the dead drow. I think he brought the little stool with him. It was Sareth or whatever his name was.
We gotta move. We cannot stay here, guys.
And Shushar will say, well, maybe if we do stay here, we'll get what's coming to us. But I am along for the ride.
All right. Who knows the way to the left? We should lead the way.
Who's got the most health?
I do.
Eldith will
I'll-
say that she would be willing to lead the charge, but it's up to you guys.
I'll go first, but I don't know which direction I'm going, so I have horrible dark vision. There you go.
Yeah, if you want to lead the way going towards the other entrance, and we can do this without you guys actually moving on the map. We'll kind of figure it out as we go. Eldith will be right behind you. giving Ront a little look over, kind of shrugging as she does, and looking back towards Dargus. Jim Jar is also extremely hurt. But heading across this bridge, it is this darkened area, and down not too far away from this current position that you're at, you do see what looks to be a massive battle happening nearby the kitchen. And that's what you would see as you start to cross the bridge. And you're trying to do so sneakily. So everyone,
Yes.
everyone, give me a stealth check.
Well,
Rincewind with a nat 20,
13.
13, an 8, and a 6.
I forgot that I turned the die on until just now, and it scared the shit out of me.
Same.
And a 7.
Yeah.
All right. As you're starting to sneak across the bridge, Rincewind and Eldith right behind you. And who's going? What's the order here? Bupido is not too eager. Neither is Jim Jar, but Jim Jar will go next, seeing that he's actually he'll make Shushar go along, as Jim Jar will kind of take stool from Shushar, hand it to Topsy. You all take care of that one now. Stay in the back. Shoot something. And Topsy just kind of looks at this mushroom, shrugs, and puts stool in like a sack that she found. As they we'll take up the rear.
Yeah. Casper's just
Yeah.
gonna be with Topsy and just to protect them if anything happens.
So who's going behind Jim Jar?
I guess I'll go.
All right. And who's behind Malakar?
I'll go behind him.
And then Weller?
Yeah.
Very
Then I'm
good.
gonna be right behind Weller, keeping an eye out on Topsy and Turvy behind me.
Topsy and Turvy are going even behind Bupido.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep an eye out on them.
Keeping stool along. There's a long line of people as you're kind of conging along. And kind of right as you kind of get to here, Rincewind, at that edge, you see another stalactite here. And am getting a little bit of echo from Robert. Just tiny bit. But not a big deal. As you get there, Rincewind, a drow from around the corner locks eyes with you. As you would see them kind of in the middle of battle with one of these giant mosquito-like creatures. Several Quaggoths and drow are just going blow for blow against this. One of the drow sees you and hey, we got fucking escapees, as he is going to start readying a crossbow bolt towards you guys. What do you guys do? Rincewind, you're first.
I'm going to take up this position and I'm going to kind of wave behind my back to get people to file back up this other bridge, I guess.
All right, it goes to a door.
Right. And kind of
Eldith will kind of do the same what you're doing.
And that way,
Shushar
whoever's
will kind of get out of the way. Actually, Shushar will go to the door as the rest of you start to follow in line. And we're gonna go back into initiative here. Let's go with some new initiative. I'm tired of these initiatives.
His initiative displease him.
Yes. As the sounds of battle are very much seen.
Let's just not pass mine along. I rolled an 8.
Yowzers.
Yeah, right there with you, buddy.
Prince to Popper. Just like that.
As Cosmos, you are up first. What are you doing?
Wait a second. He did attack us, or did he try to?
He's
Yeah.
loading a hand crossbow.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at him
All
from this
right.
distance.
Give me an Eldritch Blast. This is going to be a miss, as with the tumultuous battle kind of happening on that like platform up ahead, very distracting, and that kind of like droning noise getting louder. And with this kind of single file now, you're kind of stuck where you are. And I'll take us to the rest of your troop. Jimdar's like, fucking open the door! And Shushar will indeed open the door, revealing I don't know any of you guys can see in there, but you do see a beautiful drow woman in there, kind of in the midst of prayer, as she's kind of releasing spiders onto this large statue. And Shushar will say, "Do you mind? Could we come in?" That's what Shushar is going to do. Jimjar is going to loose a crossbow bolt at the drow who's loading. Missing. Topsy and Turvy will take shots at disadvantage. Because they've got hand crossbows, getting a 6 and a 7. And Eldith will run around to this drow and stab out with a short sword. Missing with her first attack. Getting a 10. Getting a 22 with her second attack. For minimum damage. She does 3 damage to this drow. That will take us to the drow. The drow is going to, in return, slash out. Stop loading his crossbow. After getting slashed by her, is going to slash at her. Hitting her. For also near minimum damage. She takes 4. As she kind of calls back, "I'll hold him off!" Taking us to Malakar. Malakar, you can move by Jimjar and Shushar if you want. Shushar will take extra movement. Jimjar is kind of small. He'll kind of move out of the way. But Shushar just opened the door. You see a drow woman in there. He's like, "Oh, excuse us. Do you mind if we come in?" I actually need to roll initiative for her. Fair enough. So yeah. What is Malakar doing? You're muted right now.
I think I will. What's the range of a hand crossbow?
30, 120. So they're within 30 feet, you don't have disadvantage. If you shoot up to 120, you have disadvantage.
He's within range. Okay.
Yep.
I will go ahead and take a shot at him.
All right.
So many buttons.
Now the 6 is going to be a miss. Not used to this drow make of weapons. It is a miss with your hand crossbow.
Let's see. At that point, I am going to. Do I have enough movement to get in just into this room?
Sure do. Yeah, you've got just minus 5 feet from whatever your movement is, because you got to move by Shushar. But he will happily move out of the way, because he doesn't know what he's doing.
I'll get just in this room.
As you see this beautiful drow maiden in here, kind of getting up from prayered position, turned towards you. Hasn't had a chance to say anything.
That's gonna be the end of my turn.
All right. Taking us to Dargus.
Now I got a little bit of, not like full toolkit, but let's improvise here a little bit.
Yeah.
Works for you. I'm going to say I'm taking one of my spikes, a hammer, some crap together, all just so I can actually finally use my one offensive cantrip and turn it into like a little frost gun. And
Is it like you're
Step.
sparking it together, or you're like actually?
yeah,
like,
it's kind of like, right, I got my hammer, I got this thing, and it's, cracks into the weave.
making
And,
icy sparks from it.
right,
Okay.
just at incredible distances, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I use that, and I'm going to take a, same draw that everybody's been shooting at. I'm going to fire a ray of frost at him.
All right. 12 is going to be a miss as this ray of frost shoots out towards him. Kind of hits the railing right by him.
Ah, shit. All right. Let's double check. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can really do. And it's going to basically, kind of yell to the others, like, let's go, come on, move, move, move. And, hey, you know what? I'm still behind Shutar, and I'll end my turn.
All right, that'll take us to Rincewind.
I am going to take a shot at the drow that was going to fire at us with my hand crossbow, I guess.
He still even has his hand crossbow in hand, as she just pulled out his short sword real quick.
Okay. And then... Ugh, man.
13 is going to be a miss.
And then... everybody else is still behind me that nobody started moving into the room, huh?
Yeah, Topsy and Turvy kind of took a defensive stance and like kind of were shooting from afar. Bupido, he's not good with ranged weapons, so he chose not to get one.
Okay. And then I guess I'm gonna end my turn right there. Bridge is a little clogged.
Actually, he does have a crossbow. I'm so sorry. But fair enough. He chose not to shoot it. That'll take us to some other things. As from around the area there, Malakar, two giant black widow spiders the size of chihuahuas crawl up towards you and try to bite you. Getting a 21 and a 9 to hit.
The 21 hits.
As Malakar, you take more than one, but not enough to kill you outright. 13 points of poison damage, or of piercing and poison damage. As Malakar slumps to the ground. Oddly enough, give me a Constitution saving throw. All right. As yeah, you are. Oddly enough, he doesn't look dead. As you see his body stiffen immediately and just fall over. The Quaggoth will run up here and try to hit Eldith from the side view, kind of. Not the best vantage. So I'll give it disadvantage on its claw attacks. Hitting with both of them. Oh, she took leather armor. That's right. As this Quaggoth, kind of breaking from the pack, just starts to tear into Eldith from the side, clawing at her face and chest as she lets out a scream. And tell my family what happened here, as she falls down, bleeding out, unconscious. Taking us to Weller.
I got nothing. Oh.
Seeing, you'd probably be able to see a little bit of Malakar go into the door, getting bit by these giant spiders, and you knew they were there. You've seen them in there before.
Yeah.
And then seeing the other direction, Eldith falls down dead. Well,
God
presumably dead, being torn up by this Quaggoth beast. On the bridge.
On the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. On the bridge. I mean, I don't have anything ranged. Except dancing lights that I don't think is going to come in handy.
No, maybe. It's up to you.
And all I've got is the iron bar and the short sword. And I am, as previously described, pretty fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So
on this bridge, 100 feet over this kind of like waterfall right next to you, just came from the guard room, seeing this battle raging down here is essentially you can see probably the best, even though you're further away. Crossbow bolts flying towards this demonic creature, this infernal buzzing coming from that direction. It doesn't look good down there.
Yeah.
We could jump.
That's exactly my thought.
Yeah.
We got rope.
I could slow us down on the fall. Somebody grab Malakar.
What are... I thought I took rope.
You were the you were the low roll. Everyone else took
Oh,
rope.
that's right. Shit. So I can't even do anything with rope if I wanted to.
I mean, you could take Casmus's rope if he gives it to you.
Yeah.
If you wanted to use your action to tie it to the.
That's what I was thinking. Like tie it off to the bridge.
Or you can always just jump. I
Oh.
don't know.
I got one slot left, and I got Featherfall.
I mean, hey, listen. Coming from playing Raffrin, had terrible luck with the rope, broke his ankles, and passed out.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the odds of it happening twice? But I do want to use the rope. So if Casmus is gonna
Casper's
let me borrow
gonna
it.
give you the
Yeah,
rope.
so you just kind of take it off of Cadmus's side as he's like carrying it while he's blasting these eldritch blasts. And what do you do with the rope?
I'm assuming that where the bridge meets right here, there's probably some sort of structure of support that's holding the bridge up. If
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
tie the rope
Sure.
off to that, throw it over the side, make sure it's nice and secure, and then just toss it over.
Yeah, you usually got to take your action to kind of tie it up there, toss the rope over.
And I would just yell out to the group. Well, shit. Because Malakar's down.
Mm-hmm.
I would yell out to the group.
To be fair, so is Eldith.
Yeah.
She's not controlled by a player.
Yeah.
I know. I
hate to say it.
Yeah. She's not a real person, man.
And you know what? I'm not feeling a lot of love for these NPCs because they're rolling just as bad as we are.
Yeah.
Well, the one who was doing
Man,
good
we haven't hit
is
shit.
gone.
Yeah, we haven't hit shit in 2 games. Yeah, so I'll yell out. I'll just yell out. I think probably because Weller growing up the way that he did, even though Drow typically have no love for really any other races. I'm working on becoming a refined Drow, so
Sure.
I would yell out to grab Malakar, but make no effort to do it myself, obviously.
Yeah. Does he jump over?
Would that be action or movement?
It'd just be movement. I mean, are you rappelling down or are you slowly climbing down?
I'm going to slowly climb down.
All right. As Weller climbs over the side,
Goodbye!
gets down a little ways, not terribly far. Taking us to Casmus.
Casper's gonna get a bit further up, and is gonna try to throw another Eldritch Blast at the
All right. At the drow. Go for it.
the Drow.
17 will hit, piercing into his chain shirt. For 9 points of force damage, as makes a hole like good size, like the size of a plum through his shoulder, right above his chest. He kind of gets taken aback for a second. Still up, but just barely.
And then he's just gonna yell at guy's name
Shushar.
at Shushar to drag Malakor out. And yeah,
All right.
and yep, that's to be it.
Yeah, just toss me over.
Toss the paralyzed man over into water.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
I'll take us to the drow woman inside. She is going to... She's getting cantrips? Yeah, she does. A spectral spider appears on the wall here. I'm going to change its coloration because it looks a little different, just kind of bluish white glow to it, but still kind of forming of shadows almost. Peeks out right here. And is going to try to bite at one of you guys. It's gonna take a bite at Rincewind there. Where'd she go? Getting a 21 to hit.
That hits.
As Rincewind, you take 7 points of force damage as this spider kind of bites into you, and you just feel that pulse of energy essentially. And then she lights fire on Shushar. This black fire bursts up around Shushar. And Shushar's got to give me a dex save. Shushar, give me a dex save. Shushar failed his dex save. As he takes 7 points of radiant damage. As these flames just burst up around Shushar. And you would hear a voice from inside call out, "Where do you think you're going? Come back here. We got more time to play." That'll take us to NPCs. Jimjar, seeing the situation, is going to take a shot at the drow. Getting a nat 20. As the drow just gets shot through the neck and falls there on the spot. Topsy and Turvy, seeing Weller climb down, they're just gonna jump. As both of them get stuck in the webbing. It's hilarious, I know. Bupido seeing that. Looks like we're going. Okay. He's gonna run and directly follow Weller as he just starts sliding down. Ash lands right on top of your head, Weller. Well, you go quicker. Shushar, on the other hand, will try to grab Malakar as he was told to do. And see if he can do it without getting bit. And he does. He pulls Malakar along. How strong is Shushar? Actually pretty strong.
So strong.
Yeah, he'll pick Malakar up and start. Where are we going?
Gotham's just gonna point down at the rope, not saying a word.
I can swim. After Jimjar takes that shot, seeing the spiders in that room, Jimjar's gonna jump also. Hoping to land on the spider webs. Jimjar does not get stuck. I'll take us to Trow. Malakar, you're unconscious. You're stable, but you're unconscious. So at least you're not dead. Taking us to Dargus.
So, yep, I'm just disengaging and going straight over for the edge too. I'm just gonna prep for I guess, prep a reaction so that as we're going, once the rest of the party's like right with me, I can cast Featherfall so that anybody that falls down, at least if 5 of us start falling, I can.
Well, they
Grapple.
have to be falling.
Right.
So are you going down the rope as well, like the same rope?
Is there any room on the rope at this point?
There's a top spot. It's 10 feet down is Bupido, and 5 feet below that is Weller, as he's climbing down.
Yeah, so we'll say I'm going for the rope, but if need be, we let go, and like I said, I'll be casting Featherfall then
All right.
on the party.
That will take us to surprise guest number. Well, not so surprise guest, as 2 giant spiders start crawling along the web towards Topsy and Turvy.
This place sucks.
Uh huh.
No. I want to get out of here.
I told you there's some bad stuff here. They can still do that. Let's see what happens. Oof. Turvy gets bit pretty hard. Taking some poison damage. But they're alive. Took a very big bite to his backside. He just lets out a yowl. And then a look of confusion over his face. That'll take us to Rincewind.
Is the demon fly thing still alive?
100%. If you're paying attention to it, yeah, it is droning around, kind of not quite landing. Occasionally it will as it sticks its proboscis into one of these creatures. Say by this point you would see one of these Quaggoths die, as they seem like they're barely doing anything to it.
Okay. I guess I am going to take a shot at the spider that took that force damage thing at me.
The one right next to you on the wall.
Oh, it's right next to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, bit into you.
Can I draw my short sword and take a swing then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Give me a swing with your short sword. With an 8, you kind of clink along the rock as the spider kind of skitters along the side there. About the size of like a little chihuahua.
Okay. And then I know that I'm probably going to take a attack of opportunity, but I am going to go for the rope. Or wait.
There's a line.
There's a line. Yow. Actually.
One rope. There's some webbing you can jump on.
Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah, they're all bad choices.
Yeah. I guess I'll end my turn.
All right.
I got Featherfall, man. We can jump. We can all just go.
Well, one person has to jump. Well, it depends on depending on how it plays out, but they have to be falling in order to be affected by Featherfall.
Yeah.
You fall from a jump. Jump. I'll go down with you. Let's go.
Rince, when you holding there,
I didn't want to.
or are you going?
Well, I mean,
it's up to you.
Yeah, sure. I'll jump. I mean, as long as somebody else is going, then yeah. I mean, I don't have anything else to lose.
Just straight
Hey,
up,
I'll get
straight
down there
up, straight
eventually.
up jumping.
Yep, I'm probably gonna do a gainer off over the top rope.
All right. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. With a 12. Double check this. Oh no, it's in here. Okay. So with a 12, you actually just miss the webbing as you go into a free fall 100 feet down
Nice.
into water.
All right. Anybody else coming along?
Like
Let go and
Dargus lets go of the rope as he's kind of off the edge there and starts falling down as well.
Yeah.
all right, if there's anybody else, then I'll cast Feather Fall.
Come on, Sundance.
Provide some
I was gonna say,
As-
has Dargus communicated that this is his plan? Because I think I heard him
he
say it, right?
said we can
Yeah.
jump and if you fall,
Yeah.
I'll catch you.
All right, so yeah, after Bupido landing on my head, I'm letting out a low growl and letting go of the rope.
All right. Bupido will take that as well and follow also after you fall. Actually, Bupido's just kind of waiting to slide down. As
Gonna fireman pull it.
fireman on the rope, just sliding down. So those of you falling, I will need an acrobatics from both Dargus and Rincewind, or not Rincewind, Weller. It's the W's. I say Weller, I'll give you advantage on that because you are rope. You're a little bit further. All right, wasn't meant to be. Weller, you get stuck on the webbing as Rincewind and Dargus float down gently. Is it 60 feet per round?
Yeah, 60 feet per round.
All right. As you guys
I'll
get
spell
about
this for a
60,
minute.
60 feet down, as Weller, your slow fall, you kind of try and aim it, and a piece of webbing just kind of clings to you and get pulled over a little bit. Bupido's not letting go of the... Well, Bupido... We'll actually see. We'll give him a dex save too. Too many NPCs. We're just gonna do it like this.
Oh wait, I actually need to roll you a second because I didn't roll that at disadvantage.
That is true.
Hold on.
Bupido's
Ah.
good. Yeah, you're good.
There we go. All right.
So just Weller, you get stuck to the webbing there. Taking us to this Quaggoth is gonna rejoin the fray here. However, giant spiders are gonna lurch out towards Chasmus. These giant black widows going to bite Chasmus, getting a 13 and an 11 to hit.
They both miss.
All right. As your new studded leather comes in handy.
Yep.
Now take us to Weller. Weller, you are stuck on this webbing. You see these two giant spiders latching onto Turvy. At least one of them is.
How does Featherfall work? Like, is it done for me?
You are no longer falling, so yeah.
Damn it!
You can still jump if you want to try to jump.
How far above
But
the
you're
water?
but you're
am I?
stuck currently. You're about 80 feet above the water at this point.
Yeah, that won't hurt.
No, of course it won't.
Yeah.
The rope's not too far away.
That's nothing.
Is there? And I know there's going to have to be rolls, but I'm assuming by you saying the rope's not too far away, there's a world in which I could make for the rope.
Currently, you are stuck to the webbing, though.
Okay.
So if you want, you can use your action to remove
cut-
yourself. Yeah, like either
Yeah.
cut yourself from the webbing would be a little dangerous.
Okay.
Or you can try and unstick yourself with an athletics check, or you can cut it with no action or no check necessary. But there will be ramifications.
Just you saying that tells me that I'm going to make whatever check you want me to. So
All right.
what'd you say?
It'll
Athletics
be
or acrobatics?
Athletics to
Athletics,
unstick
alright.
yourself. 13. You are good. As you kind of free your legs enough, and some of the webbings aren't as sticky. You kind of feel those around, being a drow, knowing kind of how some webbing works. Yeah, and you're standing on the webs. What are you doing?
What would it cost me to get back on that rope and slide down? Would that be another action? Would that be movement?
I would say it would be another athletics. Well, actually, yeah, just be an athletics check. I'll give you advantage because you can make the jump just fine. But it's more about catching the rope, jumping off from this somewhat sticky platform onto the rope.
At advantage, athletics.
I forgot Shushar that was there. Shushar should have taken a bite. With a 20 athletics, you do jump back onto the rope as the others are falling. You fall about maybe 15 or so feet, so you're now about 45 feet down. You still have 55 feet to go. You can get there in a round if you... I'd say if you dash, you can fall. Like, fireman fall. Like, so you're not, like, loosing it, but, you know.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If
Yeah.
I could change the way that I'm not
Yeah.
climbing down it anymore. I'm trying to get down a little bit faster since I've seen the
All
rest of
right.
the people.
As you're there, you're on the rope, taking us to Casmus.
I am going to disengage and climb down the rope. I mean, actually, slide down the rope.
All right. Essentially, you can move 30 feet down. Just keep you there. That'll take us to Asha. Seeing Shushar there, the celestial spider will bite out at Shushar. Missing him. But then she sees all that shit going on down there. And she shoots a ray of light towards this demonic creature, dealing a bunch of damage to it. Seemingly that took more of her attention. Taking us to the gang. Topsy and Turvy are going to be going ham on a spider. As they're at disadvantage right now. But they're still going to make their attacks. Actually not doing too bad. Only one nat 1. But they do manage to double check something. No. Slash into one of these spiders in tandem. 14 points of damage. Jimjar will also stab at one of these spiders. As Jimjar does some serious freaking damage. Add that onto that. Okay, maybe not. He does a good bit of damage. To one of these spiders. Looking down and looking over. Bupido would continue falling at this point, and Yeah, Shushar is just going to disengage and jump.
While carrying.
Yep. Yeah, he can't carry someone and climb. He's not.
Yeah.
He's strong, but he's not that strong. As Shushar is going to need to give me a acrobatics check to miss the webbing, rolling beautifully. As Shushar knows how to swim and knows how to dive into water very well, even while holding someone. As he kind of does this almost beautiful dive while carrying this large tiefling into the waters, barely a splash. And a little bloop splashes up. Taking us to some drow. And then back to Malachar, still unconscious. And then Dargus, you land in the water.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to try and move forward. Well, let's see. We got like a little falls down here
Mm-hmm.
where we landed.
Yep. It's kind of
How-
sounds
yeah.
of water raging behind you. You can barely make out the spiders up above you, just kind of like silhouettes on the little bit of light from above. And then you still hear that droning and that screeching all around this cavern.
But I'm going to go for it and just, I don't know, in terms of like,
You can dash
Distance
and
able to
move
travel.
like
Yeah,
30 feet
exactly. I'm gonna
essentially in
dash.
the water.
all right.
You can't go south though. That is
Yeah.
up. That is up.
What? Oh, this is-
Bupido would have
Oh,
kind of
I'm-
made his way to the.
Okay, I'm looking at it
Sure.
backwards. I thought this was flowing down.
Yeah, that is up,
Gotcha.
where the water is flowing from.
Oh.
Odd that they even put an entrance to it, but yeah.
All right, then just, I guess the other direction. Then, 20, yeah, just moving towards the bank over here.
All right. Bless you.
Yep, that's it.
All right. I'll take us to the Spooters. One of them's going to try to get Jim Jar, and the other's going to try to get... Where are they at? Other one's going to try to get Turvy. I'm missing Jim Jar and hitting the shit out of Turvy, as Turvy is taking a beating. Topsy's the one that's holding Stool and her back. As he takes a little bit more poison damage. And that's it for the spiders, taking us to Rincewind, who lands in the water.
Bloosh. I mean, I don't know if I can swim or not, so
You can swim.
okay.
It's a
Um,
gentle landing in the water as you adjust to it. It's very cold water.
Okay. Well, I guess I am treading water because I can't see very far. So I'm gonna listen for splashes and hope something doesn't eat me while I'm in here.
I will say down here, the light you can see, you do see a small torch on the northwestern wall.
Okay. I guess I'll start making my way for it then. I don't know how far I can get. So if you want to move my token towards that.
So you can get to about there.
Okay.
And you see
Am I-
you see Bupido kind of starting to stand out of the water a little bit.
Okay. Well, if he's short and can stand, I'll eventually start making my way upwards on my next turn. So, yeah. As an action, I guess I'll take the dodge action.
Not a bad action to take. Taking us to that battle down there. The spiders up here will actually retreat. Weller slides down. You get to the water using your action to kind of move the rest of the way down. And you are promptly swimming at this point. And Casmus, you can, if you were to dash, you can almost make it to the water.
He's gonna dash.
Yeah.
And
You're still on the rope as you're sliding down, being not burning yourself, but also not wanting to fall.
It'd be about 10 feet. Would I be able to just let go of the rope?
You could let go of the rope at that point.
I'm just gonna let go of the rope.
And you have your bonus action left as you land in the water next to Shushar, who is carrying Malakar.
All right, that's gonna be it.
All right. Ash will turn her full attention down here. I'm actually going to get rid of those guys on the sheet. And actually, that takes us to... Actually, before your turn, Casmus. I am so sorry. Yeah. Out of the water. Right next to Rincewind and Bupido, in between them. The water kind of moves oddly as a sludge gushes up from it. And you can hear the words, "Flesh for the faceless Lord," in your head as this slimy water lashes out at one of you guys. Towards Bupido. As it kind of leeches towards Bupido. Hitting Bupido. Bupido takes a shitload of damage. As Bupido doesn't look so good. As you see the leather armor that he got start melting away. And then Casmus would splash in the water. I'll take it just to some NPCs. And Bupido is gonna... Where are you, Bupido? There he is. Bupo is gonna use his kind of like hook dagger that he made against this ooze. Getting a 20, dealing a little bit of damage. Jimjar and the twins are going to work on these things. Oof. Only one hitting each of the spiders. As one of the spiders falls limp up top. Essentially, you guys can't really see what's going on up there anymore. Except for Weller, you can kind of see that. The other spider only takes a little bit of damage. And Shushar will start swimming up behind Rincewind and Bupido. Oh, I've seen those before. Dangerous creatures. And that'll take us to Darkus.
Alright. Gonna try and keep out of this thing's range.
Give me
And,
a... Oh yeah, you can do that, yeah. Because technically the buildings aren't there. They're stalactite, so they're not where they are on the ground. There would be smaller stalagmites on the bottom, but it wouldn't be as big. So you guys are beneath these areas.
Yeah, I'm gonna give myself how far did I go?
A wide berth.
10. I give myself 20. And from a distance, I will shoot this thing with a Ray of Frost.
All right, at disadvantage.
Oh, right.
Oh. A 17 will still hit it, though. As it doesn't seem to do as much damage as you were hoping. A little bit of ice kind of hits it, and a little bit kind of sheens off of it and breaks away. And
Yeah, that's it for my turn.
all right, taking us to this one spider. Taking a bite and no hitting. Turvey's still taking some damage. As Turvey's being tank up there. That'll take us to Rincewind. Rincewind, there's this kind of ooze in the water.
I guess I'm going to disengage
All right,
and start making my way
towards the light.
towards the light because I need some light.
All right.
Oh crap. Oh, never mind. Is that a spider next to me? No, that's Malakar.
That's
right?
Malakar sideways, yeah.
Oh. Then
He's unconscious.
Sleeping on the job.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you
I
can still
guess.
disengage if you want.
Yeah, but I don't want to leave Malakar to a big sludge monster either. So
Shushar's kind of carrying him along. Shushar seems very adept at swimming. And
Okay.
he's just trying to
I'll
catch
be
up.
fine.
Yeah, maybe.
okay. Well then I guess I'll disengage and make my way towards the light. How do I get the numbers to trail my
If you left click and hold your token, and then right click while you're holding your token.
Let's not skip over the fact my man just said he was going
okay.
towards the light.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Okay. Any port in a storm.
As you wouldn't see, but you would hear that buzzing and screeching above your head, Rincewind. It is terrifying to hear and not see that. But yeah, you disengage away, taking us to get them off of there. Taking us to Weller. You are swimming, so your speed is technically halved. Unless you dash. I'd say if you want, you could have technically fallen there. That's where the rope was here.
That changes everything.
Does it?
No. But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
What is going on? There we go.
I was moving you around for funsies.
No. It was you. I accidentally clicked on the dice roller screen, and apparently these screens stay up where they didn't before.
Yeah.
All right.
It's one. At least the
the
measuring tool can go away now.
20. So if I dash, I have my normal movement.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the easiest? So 20 straight up, 10 over there. So I should be able to get to right there.
Yeah. As you see this ooze starting to like plop into Bupido.
Yeah.
Because Bupido's like, oh, help me.
I can't this turn, but obviously he doesn't say that.
Yeah. That will take us to the ooze. Rolling for it. Gonna go for Bupido this time. Again. Just missing. As it splashes onto the ground, taking us to Casmus.
I'm gonna dash and get. Wait a second. I can get all the way there,
Yeah.
all the way up there. I'm not able to attack while in the water, am I?
You are, but you dashed, so that was your action.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I can still do it if I don't have time to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's gonna be it.
All right, that'll take us to the NPCs, who do promptly kill this spider. And Jimjar, well, or maybe out of the corner eye, you would see Jimjar actually unsticking Topsy and Turvy. As they are going ham on that spider. Bupido is going to lash out at this thing. As you can see, his hooked kind of attachment that he made, this kind of is melting as he's hitting this creature. As he deals some damage to it. No, get off of me. And Shushar will... Oh. Good luck with that. And he'll take a wide berth also. Following behind Rincewind. Carrying Malakar. And Dargus.
Move closer towards the group. 5. And just for good measure, continue shooting at the thing.
All right. And that's a disadvantage?
That was with disadvantage.
That hits. For 7 points of cold damage. And its 10 feet movement is slowed to 0.
And that's it for my turn.
All right. No more spiders, taking us to Rincewind.
I'm going to continue to move towards the light.
All right.
And I'll take the dodge action, but you said there was a buzzing above us.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll look up. I mean, I don't know if I can see
It's
anything.
pitch
I don't have
black,
a-
so you can't see anything.
Yeah.
But it does sound pretty loud over here.
Okay, and then I'll take the dodge action, and hopefully everybody can kind of see me, so they can rally to me.
They can. That'll take us to Weller.
Being from the Underdark, am I familiar with what that creature is? The ooze?
Give me a nature check. I'll give you advantage for being from the Underdark. The 20. Yeah, these are gray oozes. They're acidic and will melt anything. They often lurk in puddles and pools.
And you said, obviously, they're slow.
Mm-hmm.
Their movement's 10. I know this
Yeah.
one's currently
Yeah,
at 0.
they're extremely slow. And you can see Bupido's dagger is melted in half. As is his his armor just has melt marks all over it.
And I am assuming I need to take the disengage action because I'm within range of it.
Yeah.
So that will be my action. I am going to move. I lost it. I can come up to here. I'll move up to there. But as I'm leaving, I'm going to yell to the rest of the party and just say, leave it. Leave the ooze. We have to keep moving.
I'll take us to the ooze. Pseudopoding at Bupido again. As Bupido falls unconscious.
Damn it.
As the ooze kind of plops over him. Taking us to Casmus.
And then he's gonna swim all the way to the shore, out of distance, and he's gonna shoot at the ooze
At the ooze.
to be able to. Did he drown? Did Bupido drown completely,
You don't know.
or would he still? Okay, like just shoot at the ooze.
He got covered by this ooze and fell down into the water. 17 will hit. as the ooze disperses and like splashes and scatters on this water here. And I'll take
And he's just gonna yell to see if someone can hear. I don't know if the other three can hear, to ask someone to check on Pupito if he's still alive.
Fair enough. I'll take us to NPCs who Topsy and Turvy are with super speed, followed by Jim Jar, slide down into the pool. As they can bonus action dash. They are making their way. Jim Jar will shout out, I'll try to get him. And Shushar will make his way towards the light as well, as I stretch him out really big, carrying Malakar with him. And as you four are making your way towards the light, you hear this awful screech get louder and louder. As one of these large vulture-like creatures, beaten, bloodied, and battered, falls down right next to Rincewind. Promptly breaking its bones to get up, screeches at Rincewind, and is going to try to attack him with one of its talons at disadvantage, because you took the dodge action, right? Rincewind got a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
It's almost enough. As you take 18 points of slashing damage.
Yeah.
It's not. It was 1 point away from instant death. And then immediately goes to try to beak into Shushar. Almost dealing all of his hit points too. As Shushar just gets stabbed in the shoulder that he's not carrying Malakar on. Oh, this is the end for me. I'll take us to Dargus.
I'm gonna give myself some space seeing this thing. I'll move closer to the bank. And then I will fire another ray of frost at
You move
this
away from it.
creature.
Okay. Fire away. 16 hits it. Dealing minimal damage to it, as it seems like it barely affected this creature. It has resistance to cold. But you do slow it down by 10 feet. It is kind of limping. It looks like it has a broken wing. Bones are all snapped and torn. Several holes in it, as it seems like it's been stabbed by several proboscis.
Well, that's it for my turn.
All right, that will take us to Rincewind. I do need a death save. All right, taking us to Weller.
I'm kicking myself in the ass for not taking any sort of ranged weapon.
You can get close to it.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
That's where my confusion arose. Can I get close enough to this death machine?
Yeah. It does look
Beat up
extremely
Death Machine.
hurt.
Come on, finish it off.
All right. You remember you said that.
We all have backup
You
characters,
got it.
right?
Yeah. I'm beginning to think my party wants me to die. All right. I'm going to move towards it,
All
and
right.
I am going to take an attack with the rusted iron bar that I got off
All
of.
right.
And so what does that do for great weapon fighting? If I roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die,
You can re-roll it.
I got to reroll it. All right,
Mhm.
I got to land a hit first.
Yep.
Make sure advantage is turned off. There we go.
That is going to be a miss.
Yeah, it is.
As you go to swing, you see like it kind of turns towards you, screeching in your face.
Yeah, Weller's real fucked up too.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't able to get a good wind up.
That'll take us to Casmus.
And he's gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at that
All right.
big creature.
24 will hit it
For one,
for
of course.
1 force damage.
Oh my god.
Just kind of
How
needling
bad did it look?
it didn't look that great.
better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just tickle the creature. Yeah.
Yep. It did as much as Dargus did. Not a lot, but it's still wounded, so it added on to it, but it's hard to gauge this very bloodied creature. Casmus, anything else for your turn?
We're gonna move a little bit. We're not staying in distance. I'm gonna move about right there.
All right.
Which is 20 feet. All right. That's gonna be it.
Shushar was down. All 3 of those are down.
Shushar's not down.
Shushar's not down. He's at 1.
Am I not
he's at
flanking?
1. Oh, you are flanking. So that'd be just a +2 to hit. 11's a miss still.
God damn it.
Topsy and Turvy will take some shots with their hand crossbows. Are they within range? No, they're both at disadvantage. They're still going to do it. Because they had to do some swimming. As they pop off a shot each. Not a nat 20. Getting an 8 and a 9 as they both miss. Jim Jar is going to swim up to Bupido and perform some mouth-to-mouth on him. No, he just kind of like wraps him up, any of his like burn wounds, and starts to carry Bupido. Alright, well, what the fuck is that? Taking us to the creature's turn.
Steven, just real quick before you kill all of us.
Yeah.
Because I'm just confused. With flanking, why was it only a +2?
Because advantage is too much. Because the variant rule for flanking technically is advantage, but I use a +2 rule instead. So, because otherwise it makes certain things like rogues getting advantage way too easily, or barbarians not needing to reckless attack to get their advantage. And there's other ways to get advantage.
Gotcha.
But that'll take us to this big old bird dude. Who
To fly away.
is not going to fly away. Is going to first tear into Shushar. With its talons. As Shushar falls to the ground. And then it digs its beak into Shushar's backside as Shushar falls to the ground. And Shushar fails 2 death saves. Taking us to Dargus.
Just keep on
Keep on
firing away with the rifle.
plugging away.
Exactly. All I really can do with it.
19 will hit him. All right, dealing a little bit more damage as its wings and feet get a little frosty. Definitely catch its attention with that. At least a little bit.
Yeah, that's it for my turn.
All right, taking us to Rincewind. Give me a death save. All right. Weller.
I'm gonna do more of the same.
3 and 4 chance to attack one of you guys twice, and it attacks Shushar both.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna take another swing with the rusted iron bar.
21 will hit it. Reroll that 2.
Reroll the 2. So how would I go about doing that? Just roll
just click the damage again.
Okay.
A little bit better. As you whack into the backside of this creature, hurting it as it kind of cracks and kind of bends down, and it's not quite prone as its legs are still kind of up. Using one arm, spins towards you. I'm assuming nothing else for Weller.
Yeah, no.
Taking us to Casmus.
We're gonna do Eldritch Blast again from a distance.
All right.
Fucking natural 1.
Natural 1. Anything else for Casmus as you're missing?
Nope, I'm gonna stay put right there.
All right, that'll take us to Topsy and Turvy. Both missing. Jimjar will take a shot with his crossbow at disadvantage, though. Getting a 21. Okay, Robert, you haven't rolled any dice. Roll me 1d4 and 2d6. I love the color of those dice. I don't know why. Something about it. Especially with like the black letters or numbers on there. Dealing 5 plus 2. 7 points of damage. As Jimjar, kind of shouldering Bupido, pulls out a hand crossbow, shoots this thing right in the eye, and starts running towards it as Topsy and Turvy also are kind of running up to get closer. Jimjar carrying Bupido arrive as well. As essentially we can hop out of combat here. As you guys gathering around the light here, seeing darkness beyond. That's where we'll take our little 5 to minute break.
Can I quickly just gonna check in on Racewind to see if he's still alive or not.
He is still alive.
Then I will, like I did before.
Spare the die.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What about Shushar?
Is he dead yet too?
He failed 2. All right. Tell you what. Roll me. Robert, go and roll me a d20.
No pressure.
No
No
pressure.
pressure at all. Ooh.
He's still alive when you go to check on him.
Then I'll spare the dying on him as well.
All right. As you gather around the light, those of you that are alive are here. About half the group unconscious. As Weller, you're the only big person to carry them. Oh, and I guess, you know, the moon elf.
My strength is horrible, but we'll see.
I mean, you can drag a person.
Yeah,
But
probably enough to drag 'em.
Topsy and Turvy are much stronger than they look. And Dargus, you're weak as shit.
And poisoned.
Yep, and poisoned.
Dude, we got to get rid of that poison.
It'll go away in an hour.
We're gonna need to take a
Yeah.
rest at some point.
Okay.
But yeah,
'cause what?
as
This is all
yeah.
happened in like 6 minutes.
Yeah, this last
From last session to
this
this
last
one.
part was like a minute and a half. if
Yeah.
that.
Jesus.
We've been out of our jail cell for less than 10 minutes at this
Mhm.
point.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Mhm.
D&D
And we've
sounded
been
weird.
dying left and right.
Yeah, we'll take our little break there. And
Real world 5 to 10 minute break, not D&D 5 to 10 minute break.
Real
In which
world
case
5
we'd
to
be
10
back in
minute break.
4 weeks.
correct. As Rincewind, Shushar, and Bupido are all unconscious, as well as Malakar.
And Malakar, yeah.
Yeah. Malakar, you're paralyzed for an hour, but you're at 0 also. What are you guys doing? Topsy and Turvy kind of look at each other, and Jim Jars, well, fuck it. We can go this way. We probably could find us a way to someplace. Shusha said he knew some way to near the Dark Lake. If we can get on the Dark Lake, I can get us to Blinkenstone. Oh, well, probably got to go through some places first. But let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we gotta agree. We gotta get away from the drowse as best as we can first. Then we can rest.
I take 30 seconds. Whatever this stuff is that was around us, just see if there's anything helpful, worthwhile nearby.
It all seems like just like window dressing. It's like some broken barrels and empty crates and stuff. So if you want some wood, it's got some good Zerk wood.
Well, if we got wood and rope, I will. Can I take a minute? I got rope, wood.
How much time do you
Hammers
want to
and
spend?
stuff.
They're still buzzing
I just want to try and get.
screeching around above you guys.
I want to see if I can quickly slab a few pieces of the broken pieces together. Not a cart. What is the word? Like a stretch or something
A
to at least
sledge.
drag. Yeah, something to drag
A
the
litter.
paralyzed people. Make it a little easier for us to move.
Travoy.
We'll say, as you're starting to do that, Turvy will kind of interrupt you as you're going. Not to say that you can't do it. All these fucking caves and shit down here. You're not gonna be dragging people around. Cave's the best way, unless you run up a cliff and then you're fucked either way.
We gotta get. Sorry. We gotta get these people at least far enough away from whatever's going on right over our heads.
Yeah, but you're gonna drag them.
All right, so let's drag them, I
And he
guess.
just like grabs Shushar by the wrist and starts dragging.
On the map that we were at, is that a tunnel? Or is that just like a hallway
It
with
is
an
a
exposed top?
tunnel.
All right. I'm going to grab whoever I'm closest to and throw them over my shoulder, kind of fireman carry, whatever I need to do, and start heading that direction.
Fair enough. Mm,
And just a quick point of clarification: Are everybody is stable but unconscious right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
As Topsy and Turvy will kind of drag Shushar as long as I'm sure with Dargus and I keep forgetting your name because your name's not up there. And Casmus's.
I mean, my name is not up there.
It says Shoy.
Oh, I don't know why it says that.
But
I'll change it.
together they can carry one of the other larger bodies. And
There we go.
who is kind of leading this expedition out of here, or are you letting Jim Jar lead? Because he will.
I think Casper's be right behind him. Thinking we're gonna let Jim Jar
All right.
lead. He seems to know where he's going.
As he's carrying Bupido with him.
What was Jim Jar's suggestion?
Going to the Dark Lake.
He was the one
And
talking
then-
about. Okay.
Hey, go to the Dark Lake and then just get the fuck out of here first. We'll find our way to the Dark Lake. I think Shusha mentioned something about it. Once we
Yeah,
get
I
there,
don't-
we'll see what we get.
Yeah, I was gonna say Weller. This may just be my ignorance. I don't know where we are in relation to the Dark Lake. I don't give a shit about where we're going.
You don't know
but
where
we
you're
gotta-
at this exact moment either.
Okay,
way.
we got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So, Weller
All right,
is
let's
going
go.
to, like I said, somebody over my shoulder. I'll be. Who do we got? Jim Jar, Casmos, and I'll follow behind him. That's fine.
All right.
We still have Stool. Did we lose Stool?
You would hear in your head. No, I'm still here. I'm just I'm in a backpack. I think. It's dark in here, but I still hear you.
Oh,
Steven,
sure.
make me a promise.
Yeah.
If something happens to him, you have to bring that voice back for some other character.
Okay.
All right, that's amazing.
This is my shitty kobold voice that I usually use.
I love it.
It's perfect. It is perfect.
Or in one of my games, I do that, but throw a southern accent on it. And it's this ooze cowboy guy. Anyways,
No, you can't say that and not hit us with it. Hit us with it real quick.
he's an ooze cowboy.
Give us the southern
We're
accent.
here,
version of
y'all.
it. God, that's even better. I love that one too.
Rootin',
All right, back to
tootin'
what
and
we were
shootin'.
doing.
But yeah, he's still there, and he just kind of, I'm just sleeping right now. It was a very stressful time. I think some people are dead. I want to go home. And really,
Me too.
like, the distance, like, if you guys are close together, you would hear him, and he would probably talk a little bit as you're traveling. But once you get, like, out of 10 feet away from him, you can't hear the thoughts anymore. There's the little rapport spores. But traveling onward, Jim Jar will lead you. It's just a straight cave at this point. You see some smaller caves kind of offshooting. Jim Jar sticking to this main path. Eventually, we'll go with somebody roll me a d20. First one gets it.
Great.
A 5. Okay. Oh no, 17 came first. Oh no, that was Shushar's death save. With a 5. All right. Traveling on for a little over an hour. Malachar and Rincewind give me a Constitution save each. Dargish, you are no longer poisoned.
Question: Is everyone else seeing the main screen? Because
Yeah.
I don't actually see us. Okay.
You're not on a map or anything.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me.
No.
You said a con save?
Yeah. Rincewind, after this hour being dragged or being carried, you do wake up. Malakar, you are still unconscious as the journey has been too rough. But after this, like, about hour, 15 minutes, Jimjar kind of finds, like, a little, kind of chopping through some spider webs, seeing a little alcove almost. Alright, well, we can look in here, sit down, maybe get these guys back on their feet, and then keep going. I don't want to stick around too long. I don't know how busy they'll be with those, whatever the fuck those were.
You need to take a rest, at least a little short rest, to get those guys on their feet.
Take a little breather, maybe give them a couple hours. But then we gotta get the fuck out of here. Don't want to risk it. Shushar's awake, though. Oh. I guess it wasn't my time. It hurts.
How many hit points do I have?
1. And you would come to kind of overhearing this conversation a little bit as you're being dragged into the small cave.
So we found a little cave, little alcove.
Little
We're gonna
nook.
post up for a short rest.
Yeah. Essentially, you guys can all take a short rest. However, Malakar, at the end of the short rest, you only have 1 hit point.
Oof.
But that's why taking 2 hours, you can take a short rest. So after 1 hour, Malakar, you wake up. As does Bupido. And you can all get a short rest in.
And on a short rest,
So I'm able to roll my hit dice.
You can roll your hit dice.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yay!
We could choose how many hit dice.
Well,
which
you
is
only have
one.
1, so
I only
yeah.
have 1. Used to the old game.
Makes it real easy to remember.
And with a short rest, do I get the 1 charge of the lay on hands back?
You do
Is it
not.
a short rest?
That's a
Or is it a
you need a
long
long
rest?
rest for that.
But I get second win back.
Damn.
You get your second win back.
Nice.
Very few features come back on a short rest, and they're changing that in the updated rules, coming in like 8 or 9 months, whatever. And if you wanted to use your second one, you can use it right now as soon as you're during your short rest. And as you're kind of sitting around, everyone kind of bandaging themselves with, well, their clothes or just kind of stopping the bleeding. Shusho, so what is the plan? We have escaped from our confinement, and now we go elsewhere.
Head to the nearest friendly town, if there's towns down here.
Oh, I believe we're somewhere near the Dark Lake. I could, once we get closer, could probably find a passage to, what, Sloopadoop.
Loopadoop, what the hell is that?
It is a village of fellow Kuotoa. They might be welcome or might not. We could
Not
test the
willing to
waters,
take-
so to speak.
I don't think we're willing to take that risk, are we?
Well, it
Well-
is the
What would not welcome be like?
What does Weller know?
Weller. You can give me a history check of Kuotoa.
Nothing. I'm just rolling.
Nothing.
Forwards.
You've heard that there are fish people that live near waters. Some of them are good for trade. We could get supplies there at the very least. And if we're not welcome, then we can leave.
They're not going to attack us?
I don't think so. I think I could dissuade them. Depending on the mood of the day. I would say it's a 50-50, but I could probably dissuade them either way.
And you think they'd be able to take these shackles off of some of us?
Quite possibly. Although, if you want a good smith, I don't know. And Topsy will kind of speak. Hey, if you want a good smith, you should probably. Well, I think we're south of the Dark Lake somewhere. But we could probably go to. What's the name of that place? Grackleslag. That's it. Not a bad place. Been there before. Lots of dwarven mining and best smiths you'll find in the Underdark.
I don't know about you
I like
guys.
that idea.
I don't know about you guys, but I trust the dwarves a little bit more than those weird fish people. No offense.
Shusho said, well, none taken. I know my people have proclivities for violence or oddities. Perhaps we could go there to get a boat to cross the Dark Lake.
Sure.
A sloop. Even. Sloop-a-doop. I came up with that right now.
Can I do another history check to see what I know about the second place we were talking about?
Grackleslag?
Could I
Yeah.
do it as dwarf?
You could. Yeah, you can both give me history checks.
Marginally better.
All right. Weller, it's deep dwarves. The stuff. Dargus. Yeah. Long and rich history of Dwergar, as well as the occasional Severfneblin, and supposedly has a colony of Darrow as well. And that is what Bupido is, as he kind of smiles at the chance of going back to Grackleslag. But one interesting fact, Dargus, great forges there, like some of the best. And part of that being is there is supposedly a red dragon there that is keeping the furnaces going for ages. Not necessarily friendly to surface dwellers.
I would say, would a hill dwarf have certain concerns going to this place?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
But you would also know that occasionally drow frequent there as well. Like, surface dwellers is kind of like... it's a risk. But I'd say general history check of anywhere in the Underdark. It's a risk. Anywhere you go. And Boopit will say, yes, they'd be able to take off all of these collars and shackles. He's not shackled anymore. But he is still wearing his collar. Or perhaps even just get the locksmith. But
Suppose I can get this stuff off, but we got we go there, we're gonna have to be real careful. Like, I mean, we're gonna go from the, one bad thing potentially to another. We gotta be careful. This isn't a friendly neighborhood
oh,
that we're
well,
gonna go
it's
to.
as friendly as you let it be. And Jim Jarl just kind of shake his head. Everywhere we go is a risk, but if we get to Blendenstone, which is probably a lot further away, if I had to guess, if we're on the south side of the Dark Lake, as they said, it'll be a lot further. Some supplies would be nice. None of these options sound great, but better than nothing, I guess.
Bupido's pushing real hard for us to.
Well, Bupido and Topsy mentioned Grackle Slag. Topsy was the one who mentioned Grackle Slag first, and then Bupido was just seconding that.
Do we really have a choice? The fish people or the dwarves?
Well, could go to the fish people first, and if it's not good there, we can leave. I think we escaped drow confinement. I would say escaping Kuotoa confinement would be a walk in the grounds.
I'd rather not try, to be honest. I don't know about you guys.
No, I like the other option, but
Can they like sketch a rough map in the dirt of where everybody thinks we are right now?
Sure. You sure can.
So we can kind of get our bearings so that we can kind of triangulate all the places that we're supposed to be or could possibly go to and pick a path.
Yeah, they're gonna draw it in the dirt real quick for you. What was the last place? Blendenstone. I'm bringing you guys to a separate map, or a separate kind of page. This is the map they drew.
Okay, so where are we? And S is
Sloopadoop. They think you're somewhere around here. Best they can guess.
But they think that we're kind of south of the lake.
Mm-hmm. M would be you give me a history. You don't even need to give me a history check, Weller. Menzo Berenzin, the largest drow city, is not too far from the Dark Lake on the northeast corner.
Yeah, I don't think we want to go there.
That'd be the worst.
And actually, Blendenstone is probably more up there.
So,
and Grackle Slag's probably more like, yeah, that's about right. That's the map that they draw.
I would
okay.
obviously
do they know
from going to Menzo?
Yeah, I concur with that. Do they know about how far Blendenstone is from Grackle, so that we can kind of like judge distance too?
If they had to guess, and I guess they do. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
And as a request, when you get done with that,
Mhm.
is there a way that you could put these names in chat, just for my notes?
Yeah. Uh,
Loopadoop sounds like it has umlauts in it.
Crackle Slag is only a couple of days away. Let's see, Blending Stone to Crackle Slag. About 20 days away. So,
20 days.
yeah. Crackle Slag to Sloopadoop is also about 20 days.
Straight as a crow flies or going around the lake?
Going around the lake, it would take 20 days. Going through the lake would be a lot quicker. And Sloopadoop to... Could avoid Crackle Slag if you wanted to as well. And go straight to Blending Stone. But there is a... And Jim Jar will bring it up. There's another place. If you get closer to Menzo, wouldn't recommend it. Mental Dareth on the north side of the lake. All types of nasty people there. I wouldn't recommend going there.
Well, okay.
Man, if
What's
they're
what?
if both the city are across the water from one another, our best bet is to go to the fish people. As much as I hate to say that,
I
and cross
agree
across
with
the
that.
water.
Yeah, we can at least try to get a boat.
Where's what about Stool?
What is
Was he with
Topsy.
Topsy?
Yeah, he's still here.
No, who was his buddy in the? Was that Is he with?
The drow. Sareth was the one who brought him, is what they said.
But wasn't he friends with the shaman or the fish person?
He was
Something?
he was carrying him around for a little bit.
Oh,
Not friends.
okay.
Like, I'm
Oh,
from
they're
a
not from
grove
the
with
same
a lot of mushrooms. I think it's very far away. The drow guy picked me up and just carried me away. I just want to go back. Called Neverlight Grove.
Okay. Does that ring a bell to anybody?
I would say Weller could give me a history check.
I've been doing so well with those.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've never even been here.
15. You've heard of Neverlight Grove. It's a colony of myconids. That's been there for a long time. Dies and regrows pretty often. As is the way of myconids. Friendly to Underdark druids and like living plants and stuff like that. And I'd say with that, based on this here, let's say it's somewhere along there with an N. Grackle Slag's 1, 2, definitely. Spell.
Now you know why I asked.
It's Grackle Stag.
I was gonna go hooked on phonics and not be able to read my handwriting the next time we played.
Well, it looks like we can either. I don't want to go anywhere near.
No,
No,
Yeah.
don't go. You
I highly.
don't need to go to Drow City.
I would
Menzo
imagine
brings
that
it.
Weller is very familiar with that and would
Mhm.
advise against it,
So
given my status as a trader.
Give me another history check, Weller.
You're really pushing it, aren't
Yeah.
you?
No, just to see. I'd say 10's good enough. Based on the location that they're telling you, the outpost where you were is actually a place called Velkenvelv.
Oh, okay.
So, as an outpost, are we on like the border of Drow territory?
Yeah, kind of.
Or is it just kind of like a.
Kind of.
National Guard fort
And
inside their corridor.
the X, they would. There's lots of drow there. It gets pretty hairy. Also, some other folk. If you want to get back up to the surface, could probably go there. But I'm pretty sure someone in Blinkenstone would know how to get back up. If that's your goal.
All right.
Weller
Well,
would say that he's not going back up. Not just yet.
Man, I sure can't go back up just yet. Probably someone's gonna be angry at me if I go back up.
I do want to go back up. So, I mean, but as a group, it makes sense to stay together, and I'm 100% sure they're going to know we're missing. So we got to kind of get moving, and it's better if we stay as a group than if we split up. So I'm going to propose that we head to Sloopadoop and lean on the Enlightened here and see if, is it he or a she or a they?
Shushar?
What does Shushar
Yeah.
identify
Shushar's
as?
a he.
Shushar. Okay.
Topsy's a she.
Yeah.
Turvy's a he.
Lean on Shushar to kind of help us get passage or get a boat or something.
He kind of grasps his hands together. It would be my pleasure to assist you. I wish we had allowed more to escape, but such is the way.
Yeah. Well,
That's the joy
we'll
of the
pour
Underdark.
40 out when we can. Let's go.
People die
Let's
down
get
here.
moving. Lead the way, Shushar, guys.
Oh, I don't know where I'm going just yet. We should get closer to the lake. Once we get to the edge of it, I could find passage, probably.
But here's a question. If there are no stars and there's no sun that tracks across the sky, how do they know the directions?
Ooh.
Probably just for ease. They would, there's divination magic. So someone who makes maps, could possibly do that. Shushar knows a general direction of the Dark Lake, as Topsy and Turvy do too. They don't know the layout of the land, but they know the general direction. But Jim Jar would say, like, these caves can get twists, turns, turn into giant caverns, you name it. It's hard to tell. Try making a map. Good fucking luck. People can and could help you at least retrace your steps, but you know, kind of have to make note of the map of like, oh, I saw a rock that looked like a penis here, or you know, lots of spiders there. Don't go there. Lots of spiders everywhere down here, though.
Take a left at the penis rock, but
Left at the penis
stop
rock
before you
usually.
get to the
Oh,
spider
But this
colony.
this cave smells like urine, you know, or this one smells like fuzzy flowers. This one has fuzzy flowers. You gotta like label things, and I don't know that anyone's explored every crevice that the Underdark has to offer. But if you want, someone could try to map the process. I suggest we try and get as much distance between us and our captors as possible in case they come after us. It seemed like they were keen on something with us. They didn't want to kill us for something.
Sloop
All right,
it is.
Yeah, slip it up it
Let's
is. Let's
move.
just get going.
All right. And after your little short rest, we're gonna do things. And why I brought you here is what is your I don't know. I was just guesstimating what your marching order would be. But what would your like marching order be like? You don't have food, so is someone going to be foraging? Someone working on camouflaging your campsite or covering up your tracks? Cooking, mapping, someone scouting ahead, and actually navigating what watches you're going to do. So I'm going to make multiple copies of your tokens on here if you wanted to take watches. And like to kind of speed up the process. And I'll actually make multiple tokens.
We heard you like tokens so much that your token has a token.
Yeah, hey dog, heard you like tokens, so we made you a token. And then another token, that way when your token's out there doing token stuff, you can still have a token for doing other token stuff.
Your token can be tokening.
So essentially the group will kind of like talk about what everyone's job is as they're moving to Sloopadoo. And you can change these up on any day if you want to. And I say day, it's always going to be dark, so it's hard to feel that passage of time. Easiest thing to work out. Let's work out the marching order of traveling. Are you guys staying close knit? Is someone scouting ahead?
What is my relationship as a drow with Darrow?
Darrow
Like
specific.
Bupido.
Give me a history check. I'll give you advantage on that one for being from there. Yeah.
You're a saint.
They're crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, you said
they're
originally they were
batshit-
radiated to
they're-
the point of madness.
They're batshit crazy. Like, not a single one of them is sane.
So, can I inquire to Bupido, knowing this and fully having my doubts about this guy, what his thoughts are on us going to Sloopadoop as opposed to Gracklstug,
Gracklstug.
where he
Well,
where he wanted to go.
Gracklstug is a marvelous place. Get these colors off. I doubt the fish people would be able to do that. Also, great forges if you're looking for gear. I got a little hovel there somewhere. If I could find it again. The fish people are idiots. I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. And they have weak little arms.
Go.
I believe Shushar is an anomaly, or he's faking it, and he's got some other sort of madness that has crept into his mind. He's not really enlightened. They worship all sorts of gods that aren't real, and then they somehow make them real. It's stupid. Gracklstug, you know what you get when you talk to somebody. They will stab you in the gut instead of in the back. They might stab you in the back, but they'll stab you in the gut afterwards. So you see them after.
Sounds like a lovely place.
You can be my guests.
Weller's just gonna scoff.
Essentially, you can do one of the actions per day, and then the other token is for watches, and then one token for the marching order. So you can't forage, scout, and navigate. You have to choose one of those.
And navigate might be better someone that actually can see in the dark.
Those are all the things I have advantage in. All right. Well,
And I've put the other guys in what they can do.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rentwind.
And if there's something else you would like to do that is not on this, call it a special action. What that would be, I don't know.
I'll move up to navigate with my superior dark vision and being from here.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good at talk. Guessman's good at talking, so I'm gonna go to special action.
Well, I wouldn't consider talking scenarios. You'll be actually
Well, talking all
it's-
the
this
yeah,
is,
but all
this
the
is kind of the passive stuff that you're doing throughout the day.
yeah.
traveling.
I don't have anything right now.
You
Like
could
I said,
you
he's
could help.
mostly good
You
at.
can help Bupido
What's-
cook.
No, I was gonna say, hang on, what's that guy doing?
He's cooking. Well, I'm an excellent cook. You throw in the right sort of spices, and you get the flavors just right. Because
What's
a
that?
lot of you have to cook certain things a little more than other things, otherwise you get poisoned.
Bupido and I are hanging out with the cooking.
You can't cook and navigate.
Oh, okay. I thought
Actually, no. You
I
can't.
thought that's why we had multiple tokens. I'm sorry.
You know what? No, you can. Because that's what you're doing at night, and this is what you're doing during the day. Okay, okay. Let me make more tokens.
Oh no. I have another token sitting over here. What is he doing?
Well, you need one for watch.
For watch. Okay, I'll just go to third watch since nobody's on it yet.
What am I missing over there?
Yeah, another token for the watch.
And I'll make extra tokens of them because they'll take watches too. I didn't even think about that. And they can do other things.
Oh, and are we supposed to have a token in marching order?
Yes.
Maybe that's where I grabbed one I wasn't supposed to.
Yes. So if you feel like you can't do anything for the camp or the travel, Jim Jar is a good scouter. He's also a good navigator. He can also help with some special actions, maybe. But yeah. Essentially, this is just, I just want to work out how the next little bit is going. And so what you guys are doing during this time and how that goes, it'll speed up the process of this travel in the Underdark immensely. And what is your marching order as you're traveling? Topsy and Turvy are going to stick to the back. Bupido is going to be a solid middle, as will Shushar. Stool's hanging out with Topsy.
I think flip to the back.
Okay.
I'll be in the front since I'm navigating. But I don't have a token to put over there.
How many tokens do you each need? 4 tokens. That's what it is.
Thank you.
Does everyone have 4 tokens?
Well, he's got 5. Yeah, because there's special action down there.
Am I on a special action?
Yeah, you had one on a special action.
Well, you need. Everyone should have something down here. Everyone should have something over here. Oh yeah, I see. I'll get ready to that.
I was gonna say I didn't see one.
And put you in,
I should
put
be
you
on.
in special action if you're not doing anything, or if you have something else you have in mind.
I should be cooking, navigating, and first in marching order. That should be and third watch. That's my 4. I'm good.
All right. And there will be times that like you do have to go single file, and there's other times where there's wider caves. Given the opportunity, Topsy and Terry will kind of stick to his side and in the back. And if you guys are happy with that, and I'll place the other group in other places. The rest of the NPCs. Stool's not going to do shit. Because he can't. But he might do something. He might take watches or something. But as you guys officially set your journey out into the Underdark, that'll be where we'll end tonight. With you guys leveling up to level 2 for sure. You each get 180 more experience.
So we just